You couldn't ever imagine this. Roger, we know about that. Could you go the other way? Go back the other way. Well, that's kind of rich. Pretty spectacular.
Welcome to Planet Pluto.
It's kind of right there now. Roger, we got it. We marked it. Close communication.
Watch, I got a mic. Hey, what's happening, blacks? How y'all doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? Y'all gotta know who it is by now. It's me, your homegirl Ladosha, Wright, aka Lolo. Yo, check it out. And y'all know who that is right over there with that sunshine looking real good. All right, it's the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle. I know y'all like, okay, there's a little podcast. Y'all doing a little something. Now, you know, we got some people. We've been having a lot of new people join the platform. So welcome all our newbies over here on Facebook. What up, Lope? Okay. On LinkedIn. Hello, toodle-dee, you know. And then, of course, right here on YouTube, what's up? What's happening? And then over here on Instagram, how are you guys doing? What's happening? I see you over there, Shingo. I saw you just pop right on in. So since we've been having a lot of new people, a little bit about who we are. So I'm Ladosha Wright. I'm a cosmetologist, an author, Afro hair activist, policy advocate, all that cool stuff. Cheryl Morrow over there. She is a cosmetic trichologist. She's also an author, and she is the heiress to the California Curl Empire. And we work every day in the beauty industry on you guys' behalf, meaning our hair aficionados. If you're a hair nerd, drop that hashtag hair nerd in the chat. A barber, okay, a licensed cosmetologist, a natural hairstylist, a nail tech, esthetician, and all that goodness. This is the platform for you. It's called Planet Pluto. Pseudo. All right. So what do we do over here? We debunk, we clarify all of the stuff we think that's kind of getting a little bit of jumbled up out here in these social media streets, and it's trickling back into the professional workspaces, and it's going to cause a lot of problems. So we're of the mindset that if you are not part of the problem, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So versus complaining about, well, I'm tired of seeing this, why are they saying this? Cheryl and I said, you know what? Why don't we just have a podcast and we'll have a catalog of content where you guys can watch, you can join. We have people, other experts come on. If you want to be on the podcast, all you got to do is just, you know, email us at Afro Hair Science. Let me tell you, I still got Hair Elements up. Like, Hair Elements been getting a lot of free press over here. We had him on the show. He was so good. I'm going to try to beg him to come back. He didn't respond to my email. Alan, I need you to respond to my email. Okay. All right. So you can email us right there at afrohairscience@gmail.com. Let me make a ticker. Y'all like, move that off the way. Okay, how about that? All right, so let me hide that one. Let me just hide that one. And then we'll let the ticker scroll, okay? So if y'all want to come on the show, come on, because we know we ain't the only ones, all right? So we're just here to help our peoples out. And then we have our hair nurse in the chat. And so tonight is going to be a dynamic podcast because we're talking about education in the world of relaxing and chemical straightening. So Cheryl is going to get this right. And we have a surprise for you. We have something. Hey, Sir Pooh, what's going on? Our virtual co-host was able to join us. Hey, we got some cool merch coming for you guys. I'm telling y'all, we got little coins off of these little videos. Yeah, we finally got us a check up in here, you know, so we're going to go ahead on and pour it back into the community. You know what I'm saying, Sir Pooh? So we're going to have some merch that you guys can get, you know, some little stickers, you know, y'all can freak out y'all little mugs, you know. little stickers on there and stuff, and y'all computers. So we're gonna start off with every month we'll add a sticker that you guys can collect. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get some hair nerd stickers. So we got a surprise for you guys halfway through the show. You guys gonna be like, oh my God, Sir Pooh, you're gonna love it. Tristan Natural, I know you're gonna be like, oh, about some damn time. Sister Night Kobe, you're gonna be like, okay, Kilolo, you were sure trying to do something. So I'm gonna count the time down. It's 8:06, so at about like 8:40, right? Sure, we're gonna go ahead on and announce what we have. That's you guys. We hope you guys are gonna love it. So don't go nowhere. Just go ahead on and stick around. Even here on Insta. It's Tish. Hey Tish, how you doing? What's going on? You and Sir Pooh and Shingo? Okay. Are you Shingo? Are you single? I couldn't resist that. Hair. I just finished doing Tish hair. She found me on social media. So that's I'll tell you guys a little Tish story before we get up out of here. Cheryl, so are you excited about what we're going to be announcing at 8:40?
Oh, absolutely. Give the people what they want.
Shoot. Now y'all know what that means, right? When she started talking like that, hold on, we're going to kick it off. We ain't going to keep y'all here. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all know what Thursday is, right? In case y'all didn't know. What my little graphic that I made? Here it is right here. Bam! It's time to disco with Cheryl. Now, y'all know we can't play these songs. One day, sure, we might have to risk getting flagged. And just,
I know, just risk it.
We're going to have to risk it. Y'all, if they flag us, that means we can't get monetized that day. But we ain't get monetized anyway. I don't know why we tripping.
You
available? Are you ready to see? Hey, so what was happening in 1979? Now, I don't know if you... Now, I'm going to tell y'all, me and Cheryl had these conversations. We don't care what nobody say, right? They watching us. Now, how come when we say it's time to disco with Cheryl, check this out, Cheryl. I don't even know if you know this. Bam! Look at this. If y'all go on Google, right? Google does a re-release of disco songs. Y'all know. Hit that hard button. We did it first, Cheryl. Come on.
It's disco, y'all. I don't care what nobody understand.
But we did it first. Y'all like, don't you? You so petty. Y'all know I'm a Scorpio. I'm cheap and I'm petty. Okay. So Patrice Rushen, if y'all don't know who Patrice Rushen is, man, in 1979, she had this hit out called what? Haven't you heard? I'm looking for you. Okay. All right. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see if I can find it. All right. I got a picture of me and Chrissy, right? We just knew. Hey, you know how y'all be trying to be Cardi B and what's the other girl named Megan? You know, y'all trying to be like Beyonce, baby. Look at that feather. Look at them. See, that's what we keep telling y'all. These cornrow braids and protective hairstyles. We've been doing this, y'all. So, but I thought I was Patrice Rushen. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I couldn't wear no red lipstick. Because, back then you was a hussy if you wore red lipstick. Jezebel. Anywho, so that was jumping off. And just one more. We're going to do one more so we can get into the topic. Now, sure, you're going to love this here. This is going on about, same time, haven't you heard? I was like, I think it was 1979, okay? All right, so this was the other jam back in. Y'all ready? Sure, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
I was so right. This was all Come on.
I don't know. I was so sure.
Come on. Who was the boss? Hey, y'all better go. You know what, show? We're gonna listen to this. We're gonna have to take on certain episodes, we just gonna have to get a flag so y'all can hear the disco and get the feeling. And sure, you break down the disco right quick. Tell them why you love disco.
Let me tell you, because one of the things that there's not a lot of times in history it shows the the greatness, the fullness of Black America. And disco showed our best intelligence. All we sung was about love taught me. Man, come on now. Y'all don't know nothing about this. Okay?
Let me show this too.
Our music built the greatest music, nightlife energy on the planet. That's why it's my favorite.
I was too young to go to Studio 54.
Oh man! Wait a minute. I have a couple of pictures with my dad in Studio 54. He was invited. That's the curl, baby, the curl.
Drew Barrymore, as a kid, she went to Studio 54. I mean, yeah, she talked about that. I'm just saying, okay. Also, let me just show y'all this picture, okay, of Diana Ross, okay. Now, this is one of the only pictures, well, very few, I shouldn't say only, one of the few pictures of Diana Ross in her natural hair. Because, you know, she was always into these elaborate wigs. And I don't know if you guys recall the time we had on Ivan Williams, my mentor, where he did that hairstyle. And it was called,
I remember.
It was called the Splash and Dash. And today it's now called the Wash and Go.
Yeah.
So what you did was you got your hair relaxed and you got a nice haircut. He put some conditioner on it and you just
wash and go, baby.
You just went. And it was called the Splash and Dash. He did it on Denzel Washington's wife. He did it on Diana Ross. I forgot the other third celebrity, but there was quite a few of them. And I'm going to see if he can let me borrow that picture so I can show you guys. But Diana Ross, he was her hairstylist. He relaxed her hair. And this is one of the, like I said, not many pictures of Diana Ross.
That's when you just put that leave in. You understand?
And he used, what was the,
and he did the crunch up, the crunch
mineral
up a
oil. That's mineral oil.
Yeah,
you know,
and then just do a little blow with the fan. Boom.
Come on. Bam. Yeah, it's called
my house. And
I live here. Hey. Wait a minute, Cheryl. There's a welcome at the door. If you want to come on in. Y'all went there. Y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. The boss. I know y'all like St. Louis has a lot of yes, Christiana, what's going on? Come on, Trish. Tristan Natural, she clowning out. You've been clowning up in here, Trish. Trish, you've been about to take over the show, okay? So she said they come back. You right, Trish. You know what I'm saying? Christiana say, hey, they rocking out of St. Louis. So we have a wonderful, again, this podcast tonight. Thanks for letting us get you all nice and warmed up. But it's going down. You know, Sir Pooh laughing. Sir Pooh, I know you got you some Diana Ross stories. So you know what I'm saying? The boss. You know, I know you got some boss stories out there in these salon streets, okay? So tonight, in case you guys, what is this all about? Here we go. Like, check out that graphic. Hey, I've been using that chat. Look at Chat GPT.
Baby.
Y'all better get down with the chat. Cheryl, remember when I didn't want to do the chat? I was like, fuck that. I ain't doing no Chat GPT. I'm old school. I'm about to just go online and go give me some Getty images. Don't laugh.
Some Reuters, some Associated Press. Go ahead and do what you got to do. All I'm saying is get with it, y'all. Get with it.
Look at Chat GPT. It got the perm rod. She got the fingernails. She got the relaxer. Come on, y'all better give it up for the chat, okay? That I was so against, okay? So it's all about relaxer chemistry. It says verses, but you know, we're gonna talk about this advanced education, chemical science, curly hair science. So I asked Chat, give me a Jerry curl on that, and they put the little curl up on that little short. That thing go Chat GPT. Y'all better get with that, but I don't be wanting Chat to write my stuff now. I'm a little skeptical on that. I ain't gonna.
When you're dealing with the Afro hair science, man, it be having problems, you know. So you gotta help it along.
Yeah, you gotta help it along. Chat don't know. Y'all gotta anyway. That's another conversation. Hey, y'all, guess who's in the chat? My boss. Drop them L's. Come on, show my boss some love. Y'all better show my boss some love, okay? There she is with her sister, her beautiful sister, Judy. Judy is always with us. May she rest in peace and always look over us. So my boss, Lavina, is in the chat. Y'all need to drop that first air, okay? My hair nurse, show us where you at, too. Drop that hashtag hair nurse in the chat. Also, before we hop right on into it, we hope you guys are following our vernal equinox fast. We're about, about 4 or 5 days into the fast. So I've been doing pretty good. So every week, guys, I'm going to post some content on, what I bought, what I'm eating, what I'm struggling with. You can only get the vernal equinox. All of the information is only here on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. It will not be available on LinkedIn. It's not going to be available on Facebook nor Instagram. You have to come over to the YouTube platform and go to our post section, and you will see all of the steps to get you going on the vernal equinox fast. I'm showing some pictures and things of that nature over there. I'm not going to do any videos. I'm just going to, maybe a couple of few, but it's really, right here only on the YouTube platform. And so again, this is about refine, recommit, and resetting. And I'm doing pretty good. I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably going to end my relationship with sugar. Yeah, I might hit it, split it, lick it, or quit it a couple of times. Y'all know I got that from Shock G. Hit it, split it, lick it, and quit it. If you know what song that is, y'all can drop that in the chat too. Hit it, split it, lick it, and quit it, okay? But I think I'm just going to, I know my boss is like, finally, Chubsy. We'll talk about that. At the end of the fast, we'll talk about it. And Auntie Dr. Joy is going to be back here on Thursday, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about it more. We're going to talk about fasting. So I'm gonna go ahead on and just be honest and just say I'm probably not going to get back with sugar.
Or you're now in control versus craving. Yeah.
Right. And I, I hope, anywho, I don't want to, how people do new stuff and then they try to get brand new. I just need to stop, and y'all helping me out. But because we got to show growth. We can't be on these platforms and just, be the same, because according to George Benson, everything must change.
Nothing.
Get it, Cheryl. They like, y'all just she got to get it out, y'all. Let her get it out. Come on, hit that floor. Come on, y'all. The young become old. Hey, if y'all want to hear another version, Randy Crawford, she'll make you slap your mama. She singing so good. Again,
nah. The best, baby, the baddest. I'm like Patti LaBelle. Baby, the only woman that can make Patti LaBelle just fall out and want to throw her pager up against the wall, I'm telling you, is Aleda Adams.
Oh, well, yeah, I ain't gonna hate on that, but I'm just saying that other version is good.
Randy Crawford.
Randy Crawford is good. She'll bring it. Hey, Cajun Blues. Hey, y'all, Cajun Blues. Well, hey, where does your power lie?
Street lights.
Y'all old asses. It's okay. It's okay. You say you get so hangry, but the more sugar I eat, the more you want it. Okay, it's okay. That go my hair nerves. Come on, Kay Washington. You always down by law. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's hop into it. Let's get into the topic. It's all about this relaxer, this advanced education that needs to take place in the industry. And so, Cheryl, can you talk about why is education for relaxers and chemical straightening? Why is this important for you, and why is it important for our licensed professionals? What do you think it's going to bring, and all the other cool stuff? So let's start off about why this is important, and then we'll get some of these videos and get a little technical. We can, kind of get this going. And then at 8:40, we'll make our big announcement.
I like hairstylists in control of their substances that they use on everyone or every substance. I want them to know what the natural behavior of that particular substance and how can they manipulate it. But in order for you to be able to understand how to do that, okay, you must understand what the natural chemical behavior in relationship with hair and scalp and skin. So you can't not know, you can't, just don't just know terms in terms of glossary. Just don't know the name of titles or the name of words. Know how they function in your everyday. While you guys are mixing it, you want to know why you're mixing it, what is going on when you mix it, when you put things together. If you want to slow it down, speed it up. If you want to make the substance not work the way the directions are supposed to work. How do we understand these things that we can actually, with our hands and knowledge, be really in control of? And so that's that extra dialogue that we need so we can better understand, so we can have a very good command over our chemical language and our chemical methods. I hope that's explained that question. You might, sis.
Sorry, I was drinking some.
Wrong pipe.
What you call this stuff? Sparkling water. So I'm getting a little bit.
Oh, you mean the stuff that I drink that you was telling me, because she, Kilolo we go out to eat with us, and you get what?
I ain't drinking that. Yeah, well, she can be taught. We have to show growth here, okay? So now that we understand why this education is important, we're going to just move on a little bit into the topic of the relaxer chemistry and the perm, meaning now when we say perm, we are specifically talking about the cream ammonium thioglycolate, which is the one that Cheryl's father formulated, invented, and all that good stuff. Okay, so so let's start off with the relaxers. I want to share with you as a professional some of the things that I see and hear and observe, that type of situation within our profession that I think, we could definitely, get some more education on. And then I'm going to show some clips to help bring some clarification, given that this platform is particularly for the hair nerds and the licensed professionals. It's a little bit, it's very befitting. So some of the things that alarm me as a salon owner, when it comes to using the various forms of sodium hydroxide or, relaxers. How about I say relaxers? Okay. And various brands, it's probably a better word, of the ammonium thioglycolate is one that a lot of the younger cosmetologists and barbers are leaving school and they don't know how to use the product. And I'm not just talking about Black people, but your white students and of other ethnicities, so they don't really know that much about actually using the relaxers. And for all the push for the hours to be reduced and that, people can do this stuff at home, I'm telling you guys as a salon owner, this is a concern to me because chemicals are very, very important in our industry as Black salon owners and licensed professionals. We need to be able to use chemicals just like, people need to be able to use computers and all the technology. So that's the one thing is that, I see the younger, we don't mean age, we're talking about experience. Let me make that clear. Okay. So that I see that they don't know how to actually, use the relaxer, like the partings, they're just like all thumbs. Okay. Another thing that I see is the putting down of the relaxer. So the relaxer can be an option for customers, but you will hear some professionals just put it down when they could pass the service over to someone, even if it's in another salon. but they'll just put the service down and say, just give the relaxer a bad name, or the ammonium thioglycolate for the cold wave perm, they'll give that a bad name. Okay. So that's the second one. And then last but not least, the other thing that I hear is this. Let me show you the clip. Okay. All right, y'all ready? Sure. Like, oh shit, what's she about to show? This concerns me too. Here it is. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Y'all ready? Here we go. Let me draw it out for y'all. Okay. This is y'all can't see. This is the relaxer. Hold on. Okay. Right? Okay. And when you put the chemical on the hair, okay. See that? That's the relaxer. When you put it on top, the cuticles are going to raise up. Walk with me right there. Walk with me. Come on. What my cosmetologist at, my barber.
No cosmetologist. Where you at?
Oh, you put the sodium hydroxide on top of the hair, and then the sodium hydroxide is going to go into the cortex. I got my language. The outer layer is called your keratin, your cuticle layer. The sodium hydroxide is going to swell that. And it's going to go into the cortex, and it is going to break your disulfide. Come on, y'all, don't leave me hanging. Disulfide bonds, and it is going to relax.
It's going to what?
It's going to relax the texture. Now, that is my understanding of how relaxers work on hair. But we hear, and that's, I would say, maybe 99.9%. There might be 1% who's going to say different. So before you address my 3 concerns and why this is going to lead into why education is important, we do have licensed professionals in the chat. So how many people agree with my description or a portion of it, or that you've heard it? Maybe you disagree, but you have heard it. Let's see if we can get a response. What's up, R-Clock? How you doing, baby? And I'll repeat it just in case some people just walked in. Just look at me like we sitting in the damn building. Like they just clicked in. So basically that the relaxer is going to swell the cuticle. It's going to go into the cortex, and the relaxer is going to rearrange the disulfide bonds, and it's going to, relax, stretch, the texture. So if you've heard that or you agree with that, yes or no in the chat. Can you do that for us? And then let's get into this. While you're answering that, I'll just play a little bit of Barbara Sizemore just to, kind of kill some time while we wait for some answers to come through. All right, just a little Barbara Sizemore. Here we go.
The way out is through mobilization of the group to struggle for the survival of the individual.
All right.
And you have to understand that Black folks just don't get it.
All right.
I'm not giving up my individual right to sacrifice for the group. That's not what it's all about. Hey, the problem with that is the Constitution gives you individual rights, but you can only protect them as a group.
All right.
It's still March. It's still Women's History Month. So we got to, get it in where we can. And we dedicated this month to a person who contributes to the esoterics of Cheryl Morrow. Okay. And I got Barbara Sizemore in there. So there she is. All right. Who else? Dr. Amos Wilson, Cornel West, Franz Fanon, which I am reading Wretched of the Earth. God damn. Anywho. Dr. Willie Morrow and Katie Wickham. All right. So let's see. Thank you guys so much. Have you heard that? Do you agree with some of it? You've heard it for sure. All right. With some additional info to manipulate by smoothing. You're right. You're absolutely right. I did forget that. Okay, I'm a little quiet over here on Instagram. That's okay. LinkedIn, you guys this is where the educated platform is at. So feel free, LinkedIn, to answer as well. Okay, I know we have some licensed professionals over there. So Cheryl, the top 3 concerns that I see is that they just don't know how to use it, meaning people who are fresh out of cosmetology and barbering school. The belief that it's this chemical, both chemicals are bad. So they're like, don't put that stuff in your hair. And then 99%, there seems to be a disconnect with how this actually works on the hair. So we got 10 minutes before it's 8:40. So I'm going to let you take it away to address my concerns. And if you're a salon owner,
I'm going to take one by one.
Okay, drop your concerns too about the relaxer. Come on, let us help you out today. This is why we're here.
And your first one was that they just don't understand it. Therefore, they don't understand how to apply it. Well, let's get one thing straight, that the beauty world and the cosmetology world of what we call state, you get your license and you go to school. Those two worlds are far apart chemically. You have to understand that the state board is a set of questions, not a set of truths, not a set of chemical truths, not any of that. They are a set of truths that the board has set as knowledge enough for them to give you a piece of paper to receive money for the service. Repeat that. The question of how you learn something, your training, within those hours, is a board agreed upon certain facts in order for them to give you a piece of paper that now you can receive money for rendered services. Okay, that's what that is. Now, the beauty industry, hair care, aka black hair care, is actually in science, is actually in technology and innovation. And so we have to be scientific, not agreed upon facts or agreed upon happenstances or agreed upon rules and regs. Okay. And so when you come in and as me and Kiki Lolo, we do understand, and there's some professionals in the chat who do understand that we are sensitive to what the state is not obligated to teach you. But then at the end of the day, we feel that you're supposed to be prepared to be a professional. That's not what they're preparing you for. They're preparing you to be able to have an endeavored occupation, but you're supposed to be responsible for your higher education. Okay. And that's where that beauty world, and that's where that disconnect is. And so that is why this channel exists. And this is why this podcast exists, because as professionals, we're supposed to mentor, and you're supposed to get a mentor to help you navigate the appropriate professionalism.
So can I interrupt right quick? Mm-hmm. So are you saying that, and now that you're saying it, and you guys, come on, we're here to help you out. If you agree or disagree, so let's get involved. Mm-hmm. Because when I left, let me just not say third person. Let me just talk about me. I'm not talking about everybody else. When I left cosmetology school, I felt like I should be ready to do all of this stuff because I paid for this education. But when I got into the world of the real, world of hair, I didn't know anything. I thought that I could take my stuff from the kitchen, and make it, how they say it, make it make sense, in the professional world of hair. And so when I got into the hair salon, it was totally, completely different. And now I'm old. It was such a long time ago. We're talking about 25, 26, 27, almost 30 years ago. I don't think the cosmetology school made that clear distinction that I was not going to be ready. However, though they didn't say I wasn't going to be ready, they did push and promote to go work in a hair salon and not do the independent contractor. Today we would say, lofts. So they wanted you to not, do that. And I didn't understand that don't become an independent contractor because I needed to get the training in the salon. They did make abundantly clear that I was going to have to pay to get more education. But to me, they jumped over the benefit of what a salon could offer me. Though I did figure out, I will admit, I did end up going to work at today's headlines. And boy, oh boy, I'm telling you right now, I don't think anybody should leave cosmetology school and just go straight into opening a hair salon. I don't care how many years you've been doing hair in the basement, in the kitchen. Listen, guys, don't do that. I'm talking from personal and professional experience. So I hear what you're saying, but can you expound upon that just a little bit more? Because we do have licensed professionals in the chat, and it just doesn't get talked about how the salon can do what you said, as far as that's where the science is taking place and the mentoring is in the salon. Can you just go into that? I know we got our thing, but you got 2 talking points that I want you to get through before we make the announcement.
Okay, but let me just brush over that one real quick, because you have to remember, applying chemicals is not just only like an experience. Your experience. It's not just that. It is understanding what hair you have in your chair at the moment, and then pivoting and making the decisions to do one thing or another, because this client hair is either in trauma or it's thin in one area or whatever. You have to make certain decisions based on the present client, and you just don't get that from residency in a beauty school. And so you are still forming your style, forming your approach, and forming the things that you want to say and how you want to communicate with your clients. You're still working all that out.
Yeah. We got some wonderful comments in the chat, which, by the way, we appreciate y'all. They absolutely did not use that verbiage. This is our Clark at the schools, and I believe saying it in that way would have helped so many people. And that's the one thing that I agree. They definitely said this. Here we go. My instructor stressed the importance of value and working in a salon, along with more experienced professionals, in addition to continued education. I think they did kind of say that, but they didn't go in depth and help.
But they alluded to it. They alluded to it.
Because to me, we should, how when you're an intern, like my son wanted to do graphic design, right? Every graphic designer wants to go to Nike. Listen.
Or Google.
I'm here to tell you, baby. In cosmetology, if you want to, what salon, not company, name the salon that you just, I just had to get in there to work. And did you go in there and work it? Okay. See? So we got that, Trish. We definitely got that. But we didn't have that.
Yeah, we have those guests. I know I had it.
I want to just go in and work at the Morrow. I'm itching to get into that salon. Okay.
Yeah.
Then this last one. Come on, Sir Pooh. All right. Sir Pooh, I'm going to call him the outlier. He said, I left hair school and I want to open a salon straight up. It's now been 30 years. And if you could, Sir Pooh, how many people, now you're a salon owner, have you seen been able to do what you've done? So let's see would that number go up. So Sir Pooh said he did it, but how many fellow salon owners does he have a cohort? Like I know about 75 of us, So Sir Pooh dropped that. And those of you who had Trish the Natural and R. Clark, we had that. They said it's important. And the value of working in the hair salon with Lord, they did say that, but we just didn't get that. That Cheryl was talking about. And if you did, let us know what salon you went to go or barbershop. And nail Texas is for you guys too. Where did you go? Where did you work at? And right quick, Wike says this topic is good. Okay, and let hit that thumbs. Sorry. Let me put that up right quick because she said, I'm sorry. I hear you. I see you, Wike. Wike says, please hit that thumbs up button. So the second one was not only do we have them coming in and they're not skilled at using these two chemicals, the second one is that they're saying that it's bad. So I in our salon, my salon, we got a whole different culture. Y'all know that. Okay. So I don't want to, okay. I'm not saying, I'm just talking about my experience. I got to keep making this stuff clear. I do. And I've done a lot of training and I do hear them just say, it's just bad. Like, don't put that in your hair. You don't need that. That relaxer, it's not good. It just mess up it don't do nothing but damage your hair. That kind of stuff.
Everything does. And most times, one of the things that we want to do is cultivate a culture of those who want it when that client is pro texture enhancement, then it's for that particular person. If it's not for that particular person. It's color. But one of the things that we have to also remember, bad is one of those things that we should not, as professionals, have to deal with. And we know that there's racism and there's some other issues in it. And if you want to have an alternative to texture enhancement, there's more choices. And us as professionals have to expose that particular person. We don't necessarily have to change their mind out of wanting certain things.
Absolutely.
Because we're not here to persuade you. We're here to give you what you want. Okay. But if you'd rather have more of a better relationship and you want to enjoy it and you want it to look a certain way, we're supposed to design that path for you. If it's something that is a little more organic, that will give you a texture enhancement. And make sure that you understand that as the experienced hairstylist on the floor, I'm going to, or the owner, I'm going to make sure that we have the best options in every category. Okay. That's my job. But in no way am I here to persuade you if something's good or bad or not. If that makes sense. There's so many clients that don't need to be persuaded. There's some that wants to deal with the natural and press and curls, and they want silk outs and things, and they want to be what do they call them? Straight naturals, whatever. There's enough room. I think you had a
right. One. Okay, that's okay. All right, I appreciate this. Now, again, if you own a hair salon or if you're in a loft by yourself, I'm sure you can relate to these 2 points that we've covered so far, which is you enter the industry and good Lord, I just don't know what I'm doing. You think you can rock that relaxer and it's like, oh my gosh, or and then the second one, you don't know how to do it. And then you just say like, it's bad, or maybe you've had bad experience. There's a lot of reasons why people say the relaxer is bad. And so we just need to address that because like Cheryl said, it is our job. Like I don't do updos. There's a lot of stuff like I cannot do hair. Let me just be honest. I'm just Sir Pooh. I didn't pay Sir Pooh asked to come in and teach us how to wrap hair. I'm not joking. Okay. This is not, I am not the best hair stylist. I am not. And I have to admit that. And I pay to get the education to help me when I need to know how to do something. But what I wouldn't say is that, oh, you don't need to be wrapping your hair because it's, you know, when you wrap your hair, you're just going to mess up your curl pattern. It's going to mess your hair up. No, we should not be talking like that. There are other professionals who can come in and help us out and do what we need to do. So that's where we're at. The last one, Cheryl, is the 99% that we get wrong. So let me play another clip about just where we get this relaxer thing wrong. You can help us out. And then after that, we'll go ahead on with the surprise. What's up? My BFF is in the chat. What's up, Ronchina, baby? What's up, boo? I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. So here's a clip on y'all heard mine. Okay. That's what I said. Now let's hear what somebody else has to say about what happened to your hair when you relax.
Have you ever wondered what's actually happening to your hair strands when you chemically relax your hair? Your hair sits between 4.5 and 5.5 on the pH scale. This means our hair is slightly acidic. Relaxers can range from 9 to 14 on the pH scale. I know exactly what you're thinking. There are two main relaxers on the market at the moment. One contains lye, one doesn't contain lye. Does it make a difference? Reality is both contain hydroxide. Relaxers that do and do not contain lye are both alkaline based products, meaning that they will still alter the pH level of your hair strands when you apply these relaxers to your hair. This means our natural hair is more acidic than the relaxers, and this also means that relaxers are more alkaline based than our hair. We will come back to why that's important in a minute, but first let's get into more information about our hair. This means when we add a relaxer to our hair, the acidity of our hair on the pH scale is altered. So what actually happens to a singular strand of hair when we apply a relaxer? When relaxer is applied directly onto the hair strands, it forcefully opens up the cuticles. This is so it can reach the inner layer of the hair strand. There are multiple layers in a hair strand, but we're actually going to focus on 3 core layers. These are the cuticle, the cortex, and the medulla. Your hair strands are 95% keratin, and this is a fibrous protein. Keratin, which we now know is the main protein in our hair strands, are made up of 18 long chains of amino acids. Amino acids are responsible for your hair's strength, elasticity, the shine, and the collagen. All these.
Okay, so you can see where she's going. So she like this relaxer is about the. So and that is an example. That the relaxer is just getting the beat down. So 99.9% of us in the industry, we just cannot agree on how this shit works on our hair. You know, oh my God. So
let me ask you guys a question.
Okay, let's get the question going.
We can really squash it. Okay, we can really squash it. Since you mix it up, you do the cold wave, whatever it is, right? Substances don't behave differently on any surface. It doesn't know if you were to put it on your hair, fingernails, or your skin. And one of the things that I want you guys just to understand, since the substance doesn't know what surface it's on, only you as the hairstylist does. At that point, who is smarter? And so at the end of the day, if its behavior on your skin is not gonna behave different if you were to put it on top of your skin or if you were to put it on your hair. The substance in and of itself doesn't think. It just has a pH and it has a nature. And it has a chemical reaction, or it has an anabolic process, or it has an activation. You can mix it, has an activation, or it'll comes it already pre-mixed. What I'm saying is if it doesn't behave a certain way on your skin, it's not going to behave differently on your hair. Does that make sense? And so you don't have to guess what it's doing on the hair.
What you talking about,
Let me ask you a question.
You see how you slid that past us, Cheryl? Now that wasn't fair. Nah, say that
Okay,
if it on the skin, on the hair, but it's swelled.
Now,
You see. Now wait a minute, sure.
Now, if you were to put pure tea tree on your lip and put it on the styrofoam cup, are you expecting it not to burn your lip when you're looking at the cup? You're looking at it. It actually eats styrofoam, and it's natural. So you think that when you don't put it on your lip, you ain't gonna feel something? All of a sudden, all right, it's gonna go inside your lip, rearrange something, and then jump back out. No, it doesn't do that on the cup. So substances don't behave differently on another surface. And so all alkalins are dissolvers. They don't behave any different just because they're on your hair. Now, what we've all been taught in professionals, you work it through. You don't work style through. You don't work permanent waves through. You apply it, you roll it up, and that's it. But for some reason, you got to work that relaxer in because it is on the surface that you're trying to smooth. And it's a technique along with a high pH that is making and what we call reducing the coil count on the hair strand, which gives you an optical illusion of straight, wavy, looser, elongated, and longer. It's not a penetrative method of chemical reaction. Those are thiols. Okay, and let me just say this. And the reason why we use thiols for curling and don't use thiols for straightening, because the cysteine and cysteine amino acids in hair react to the cysteine sulfur patterns that create curls. They activate them, but those are inside the cortex. That's what thiol does. Those are two different directions of chemical reaction. And I hope that we can really get on that page, because that's what scientifically is happening. That's what's chemically happening, not what we want it to do, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Chemicals don't do what we want them to do, only if we know how to method out. Our methods are in the result of doing the method and the technique properly to get the result. But they don't just do it because we want to make it sound good or we want to make the reality something else that it's actually not doing.
Wow. Yeah, that's I just gotta let me just do this right quick. Hold on, y'all.
Stop. Hammer time.
That was a hammer time moment. That was a hammer time moment. Because when I do have let me put up
well, that's isn't that why we do patch tests? Don't they tell you to do a patch check? Because if you irritate on your wrist, you're gonna irritate on your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, if you're gonna have allergic reaction on your arm, you may 9 times out of 10 have an allergic reaction on your scalp because the substances don't know where you're putting it.
Right. Come on, cosmetologists and barbers. Don't be afraid. We're here to help you guys out. That is what Planet Pluto Pseudo is all about. We're here to help you guys. Now, let me just show y'all that go out home, girl, our de facto producer. What's up, Esther? She over on Instagram slanted with them hairstyles, okay? She says, hey, y'all, I still find it amazing that they can put stuff in textbooks that you have to memorize to pass the test that just isn't true or at least severely misstated. Because I think what people don't understand about that education, and Cheryl had to break that down to me. And again, y'all know I was like, I'm gonna fight your ass after meet me in the playground at 3:45. That cosmetology school it's not, what did you say, Cheryl? It's not education.
And they're not doing it maliciously.
Yeah,
they
training.
They do not. You have to understand, when Black people are going to make the point that Black people are different. And this is one of the reasons why Ladosha stresses this. If you guys are going to, obviously you look different. Obviously your body is producing another a melanin to activating certain things, and your talk, you can actually hear a Black person talking and understand why you know that that's a Black person. So there's a lot of unique things about us. But the problem is that we don't know how to defend ourselves or to even talk about it. So it won't have the emotionality in it, but it will have the science in it.
Because what they tell you, I got to jump in right quick. I'm sorry. Because what they tell you in school is that hair is what? Come on, cosmetologists. They do push this in school. Our hair is what? Come on, y'all. Come on, don't be afraid. Hair is hair. They say no matter
hair
what.
Is keratin.
There we go.
Hair is keratin, but there is a different bio operating system that is making that hair twist as it's coming up through your dermis. And there is a different composition and cell production that makes that hair twist symmetrically, mathematically apart there's not one coil out of shape, out of count. It is in proportion to create a perfect spring. That is an intelligence. Now, if you don't know how to talk about it, I think that's where we get crossed up. We want to say it. We want to say it's something's different. You guys have to understand, we didn't write the cosmetology book. It's not based on Afro science. So at teaching everything in chemistry when it applies to a Black person is you got to turn it right side up. And I tell you guys all the time, the person who wrote the cosmetology book went to the moon, and before they came back, they flipped it upside down just so they could manipulate you. So if they would do that, you have to also understand, if you are trying to deal with Afro science chemistry, you have to flip it the opposite. And like I just said Monday, our science goes from dominant to recessive. Straight hair cosmetology goes from recessive to dominant. In other words, right. So you just have to flip it. We don't have to get upset. We don't have to get mad. And we don't have to say, well, why don't we just have to make sure that when we go get to the state, go get the license, whatever we gonna do, and then go find a Kilolo or come to the, you just go find you some Afro hair science so you can get your mind right and understand why we use alkalins and they use acids. Their hair is straight. They want curly, so they got to use styles. We already have curly, so we use alkalins. It all makes sense when you think about it. You just have to hear it to where it makes sense to a Black mind.
Right.
That's all.
And so that's powerful. Let me give a hand clap, because y'all, I see y'all come on in. Now y'all should be the thumb button should be going up by now. Let's give Cheryl a round of applause. And we're calling that make it make. You know how y'all say make it make sense? Well, Cheryl and we're saying make it make science. Okay, so we just want you guys to. So Esther, that's a very powerful.
And
statement.
To Esther's point, if I teach you scientifically, you don't have to memorize it. That's you have to remember. You always got to remember a lie, because it doesn't have what we call resonance. It doesn't stick because it's you're just forcing it in there. I think you didn't. I think Trish and Afro said something to you that I don't think you read.
No, that was just another. That was just another comment. That was Yeah, that's from earlier. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead on and move the conversation along a little bit. But before we do that, we can say it is time for y'all to do this when it comes to the work that we're doing here over on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. You just tuned in, or if you've been here for a minute, we are on planet Pluto Pseudo. So now is a good time to hit that thumbs up button if you like a little bit of that Afro hair science. So Cheryl, show what they need to do right now. Here we go, guys. Thanks, Wike. Here we go. Pump me on, pump me on. All right, welcome back. Thank you, guys. Let's keep those thumbs up or those heart buttons or whatever platform you're on. Just go ahead on and hit it. We truly appreciate all of you guys' support here tonight. So here is the good news that we're going to share with you guys. It's a part one, it's a part two. All right. So after talking with Cheryl for the past couple of days, we made it no big secret that we are going to start a distribution company with that comes with education. It's all distribution companies come with education. Duh. Okay. So we're definitely going to do that. And it's going to be called First Fiber. All right. So we've already revealed that. But what we're going to do is from now on, we're not even going to wait a long time. Starting in April, we're going to use Planet Pluto Pseudo as education. All right, just to kind of wet your whistle. And we're going to change the tune, our tone, just a little bit to help get you guys exactly what you need to work in those spaces. So we're going to make sure that, we cover the topics over on the dumbest shit that people say about Black hair, because that's what's fueling our career for sure. So those topics will remain the same. But over here, we're going to get you guys some really good educational information that you can go and take it to work the next day or hour, depending on where you're at. So that's what's going to happen. Then what we're going to do is every 3 months, we're going to have an actual Afro hair online, university. Cheryl is going to teach the classes that minimally now they're going to be at least 2 hours. You can't get all of this stuff in 45 minutes. Okay, this is what y'all been asking for. So we're going to have a whole agenda every 3 months that has a paywall. It'll be done via Zoom. She'll have some slides. If you need the whole kit and caboodle, I want the whole thing, that will be available for purchase. So that you can get more in-depth information away from the actual class, okay? So we're going to do that. That's going to be happening here over on Planet Pluto Pseudo. So we're going to make this a lot more education-oriented to get you guys interactive with us. Bring your questions. So when you come back, you might have a scenario, a situation. And it's not just going to be around science. We're talking about business, like how do you handle customer complaints? How do you get more customers? How do you get those books going? Marketing, like real stuff that you guys need. And we want to be part of the solution. All right. So that's what's going to be happening. We're going to start off. Cheryl, you have a person that wants to come and start off with marketing. Is that correct? Is that what?
Actually, very successful in building the brand at We Know Jane Carter. He started with Jane Carter. Then he shifted into his own distribution company. He was a former Dudley salesman, and he just raised, and then we just built the company called New Options. Man, and he was dynamite. And
right.
Yeah. And
because that's a concern. We have a lot of the young, when we say young, okay, we're talking about experience. I don't want y'all to think we're just picking on young people. Or let's just say people. Forget the young. Let me stop saying that. I'm old ageist, okay? We have people who are in these salon loft spaces, and you know what? They're really feeling alone. Nobody's reaching out. Nobody's helping them. They're just being, y'all ain't got no business going into no loft. Anyway, you just heard Sir Pooh say, well, shit, I walked out of cosmetology school, opened up my own business. It can be done, though I personally don't recommend it. But ain't nobody listen to my Black ass. They want to do what the hell they want to do. But
Absolutely.
we can't leave them. We cannot leave them in those lofts alone, unsupported. We cannot leave our salon owners, our barbershop owners. We cannot leave them unsupported. We have something that we can offer. And so we're going to do that. So these podcasts will be strictly like 1 hour and a half pop. And then we'll say, oh, that's up. 30 minutes. We're done. Save the date. Come on to this class now. Because we want you guys to know where you can come and get it. You'll have some real, valuable material. Some stuff will be free that we'll give you guys. And again, we're going to roll out some merch, by way of stickers, just little cool stuff to just like have our community of professionals who are here. We care for you. All right. So that's part one. And then last but not least, part two, you got the CIA, right? The Central Intelligence Agency, right? So now we're going to have the Texture Intelligence Agency. And what we're going to do, just a handful of us, we are going to just take charge on our own to address some of the issues that we know is compromising the Black beauty industry. We've already constructed an open letter, all right, to lawmakers and to state boards of cosmetology. We're very concerned about the reports that's coming out about this, this braiding hair that's, it's toxic. This is what they're saying. This is what they're reporting, okay? And everybody's on the news. You got Chantel Brown. Where is it at? Okay, we were on here. We're going to see if we can even get her to come on, okay?
Absolutely.
We're going to see if they can come on and clear this up. So you do have two concerns in the Healthy Hair Act. So one is this braiding hair that's toxic when you dip it in water, when you touch it. Also, they're talking about the formaldehyde. When you put the heat on it, it's going to release the gas, and then that being mixed up with the relaxer. So our open letter, what we're going to be saying is, well, if this really is the case, because I'm not a researcher, Cheryl's not a researcher, but we do work in this industry. I pay taxes. I be paying them dang on taxes, okay? Well, we got to make this stuff work. All right. So if what they're saying is true, our open letter is saying that you need to change that education. If that is true, and y'all out here posting this stuff, and y'all talking about these relaxers, y'all saying this stuff like Cheryl said, y'all ain't doing nothing. Well, we're gonna be that voice for you guys, because this is a scary thing to do, to confront these politicians and that state board. Well, I shouldn't say scary. It could be something. Y'all can fill in the blanks, okay? We're going to do that. It's called TIA, Texture Intelligence Agency. And so we're going to take the charge to have a very user-friendly, open platform to see what we can do to turn that education from this to that, right? To that.
Absolutely.
There's a portion of it that needs to be, because our Black beauty salons, our Black barbershops, our Black professionals, and people who work with that texture is at risk. We see videos, white girls is wearing box braids just as much as Black girls. So
that's right.
Now we ain't talk about that either. I mean, so we gonna have to let one of them die before they say, oh, we gotta change the curriculum now. What is it gonna take? Okay, so the Texture Intelligence Agency, we're going to write that open letter, and yes, we will share it on our social media platforms so that, we can let you guys know what we're doing. And this is volunteer work, but I'm like Dougie Fresh. Why I got to be you, Cheryl and Ladosha? Like Dougie Fresh said, because
it is what it is.
Somebody got to do it. So we're going to go ahead on and write that letter so that we can begin to have that conversation. And perhaps we can get some of these lawmakers on here, and they need to hear from us. They need to hear from you. And again, it is not to just berate and be angry, because that's not going to help anything. If what they're saying is true, then we must advocate that you have to change that cosmetology curriculum, and it can't be outside of the scope of the people who work and know Afro hair science. And we know for a fact that person is Dr. Willie Morrow. So Cheryl gets to take charge in that. All right. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You guys just really know how to, support this agenda here, because we're here and we realize, just even based off of some of the comments that comes through in the chat, y'all are here for it, and y'all know our hearts is in the right place. So we thank you guys so much. We really, really do. One more time for Cheryl. Oh. Y'all know y'all gotta give it up for my girl Esther. Come on, y'all. Drop them hand clap emojis in the chat. Right. All right, and to everybody in the chat on all platforms, big up. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we here for it. We're not here, like I said, it's time to be part of the solution. Ain't no use to just crying about it. If that's what they're saying, me and Cheryl, we done took to all the research up and down, back and forth. We were like, what's his name? BBD, slap it up, flip it up, rub it down. No. But we said, okay, well, if this is true, then we got to get out here and advocate for some change. All right. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what's going to be happening. So get ready. That strict hour and a half. We're going to like, oh man, no. We're going to be like, sure, like, thank y'all. Get ready. The class is coming up. All right. They're going to be affordable. Don't worry. There ain't going to be no $200 classes. We ain't trying to do y'all like that. Okay. All right. Okay. So, let's move on. We got a couple of more minutes here to this topic of why advanced education in our industry is extremely, extremely important. And so we just got through that. So now let's talk about the integrity of the hair. All right. So we got this going on. So what is it about this relaxing and using the ammonium thioglycolate, the cream version of it, that is supposedly, allegedly, like, oh my gosh, it's so damaging. How should it be applied? Things of that nature. So let's just watch a video where she's talking about this very topic here. Okay. And again, I'm getting these off of TikTok. All right. So
a proper relaxer will not be bone straight. It will be 80% straight. Relaxed hair needs to be washed weekly. The bonds in the hair are broken down and will dry out faster than natural hair. Using a relaxer can increase buildup and may cause dandruff. A perm makes naturally straight hair curly. A relaxer loosens the natural curl. A virgin relaxer needs to be applied by a professional. We apply it to the mid-shaft first, then the roots, followed by the ends. Candidates for a relax.
It was worth the flag. I know y'all like, y'all was playing this song. I know we're gonna have to get a flag on that, but we just so let's talk about bone straight. Just put it in and just, take it right back out. And you put it in, take it right back out.
Bone straight.
Bone straight. It used to be a perm. It used to be a relaxer called bone. So y'all remember that back in the
day? TCB.
Okay, so it's called bone straight. Okay. So let's talk about bone straight. Leave it in for a little bit. And this is going to be the last, phase of this podcast. So how do you relax this hair? The ammonium thioglycolate, do you take the comb and comb it through?
Because the permanent wave lotion that white people were using inside beauty colleges, or their crimp waves. Okay, because you have to remember, at the turn of the 20th century, it was déclassé to wear your hair straight down. That was low class. That was called vagabond. That was, and then they started coming back with it. It was called hippie. It was low class. It was peasant hair. You had to get it bouffant and looking gorgeous and having body and having a man. Right. Yeah, right. And so the wave lotion, because white people's hair was already straight, all you had to do was put the liquid. But black people's hair was curly, and it didn't work because it was designed with this cysteine and cysteine. We already have, because our hair is acid. But here's again, why is our hair acid? Because black folks have an extra X hydrogen bond in the cysteine called a thiol bond. Okay.
Oh, did y'all hear that?
All right.
What's up? What I said, you, Erica, did you hear that? See, God.
Okay, we have a thiol bond. It holds the twist. When black people's hair grows up, it twists and twists and twists. And to hold that spring, you have to have a lot of strong acid compounds. So to reduce those or to denature it, you make it straight. Okay. Now the cream cold wave just doesn't have thiol in it. A cream cold wave, because of course the master who taught my dad said, "Oh no, the cream can't work." He needed it to work because black people's hair needed to be straight, then re-rotted. That's where the liquid comes in. The thiol is something that's still left in it. That's why we had to use activator to keep the acid wet and under control. For some reason, because hair is not all hair, why was white people's perms, straight hair perms, why is it able to be worn dry? And black people's permanent waves called the curl, why was it had to be wet? Now you tell me, why did black people's hair have to be wet and white people's permanent wave can be dry if all hair is the same?
Ding, 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 ding. All right, you smarty pants out here.
Come on, y'all.
All hair is just the same. I don't know why they, and I used to say it. I keep telling y'all.
Every time the hairstyles, did you guys do what? A permanent wave, and then you give her a web set? Did she leave out with her moisturizer and her activator? Did white folks ever leave out with some activator and moisturizer? No. Why does black people's hair, if it's gonna be treated with thiol, that shit gotta be moist. It cannot be dry. The acid will take over and will eat the hair up.
All right. That's it. Okay.
Now that is what I keep trying to tell y'all. Chemically, that is what the difference of being in a home salon with experienced hairstylists, because they will get you out of some of those little tricky spots to do something. Boop. But alkalins can be worn. So relaxers can be chemically treat your hair and be worn dry. And remember when we had the curl and everybody was going to the relaxer? Back to the relaxer, girl. Our shit was on 2020. Barbara Walters said 20 million women is going bald because they couldn't transfer the science because it's cosmetic science. And so Mr. Morrow created the shock treatment, took the curl out, and they allowed the hair without the people cutting it, and allowed the hair to be able to be worn dry.
All right, and we have an episode with Miss Brenda Haddon who talked about, Cheryl, please bring it back. Okay, that's how good it was. There are a lot of people who remember that. Okay, so and before we wrap this up, so can you answer the question, should it be bone straight? Or, how should that hair be? Everybody wants to know.
I want you guys to pay attention to that particular AI bot. She kind of got things kind of screwed up when she was in her vernacular. But it doesn't matter, because once you put on an alkaline, which is a reducer of coil, it is already permanent. You can't reverse it.
Now what about the relaxer?
You can't reverse. No, you can reverse a thio. You can't reverse a relaxer because there's nothing left in it. Once it does, and you get, that's why she kept smoothing it. That's why she kept doing that.
So you don't
do that with a hair. You don't, huh?
Right. So does the hair should the hair be bone straight when you relax it, or should it?
Well, the only reason why the bone straight ever got into the lexicon of Black people when we were doing straight hair relaxers is because you're having to match the regrowth. So if you relax it straight, I mean, because of course that would be what we call a texturizer if you didn't take all of the wave pattern or the S pattern out. But if you're asking me what my preference, or should we do the Diana Ross, the splash and dash? You know what I mean? And leave a wave pattern, because at the end of the day, I prefer it because most Black women don't wear their hair wet. That was just an album cover. So you're going to blow dry it and you're going to flat iron. And the S, the leaving some S and not reducing all of the coil count out gives the hair a body and does leave the hair in more healthy, if that is the word you're choosing to use. But if you want your curl pattern left, because you're only reducing. And now, I know reducing language sounds like damaging, but damaging in terms of a hydrophobic hair that is a hair fiber, damaging just is not the word to use, because that's a matter of,
you got to alter it. You got to make some changes.
Yeah. So sometimes when you
now, can you do that with?
Go ahead.
Can you do that with ammonium thioglycolate? So can you leave that on just a little bit, and or does it have to get that hair?
I would not reduce.
And then
I would. Right. I would not reduce.
And then, can you just like wash and go? No, okay. Like, what if you want to skip the rod with the cold wave perm and just, comb it through right quick, and then
the problem with that, right. But the problem with that is that you may not get the silkiness, because you have to remember, thio does not give you silkiness without moisturization, without the smoothing of the rod. The cream will give you still a acid fuzz.
True.
Once it starts to dry, it's gonna give you a fuzz.
So that's why their hair looks like that when they flat iron it with the. Are you guys listening to this? I hope you're getting it, because there is this young lady. She's killing TikTok. As a matter of fact. Yeah. Anyhow, and they're using the cream relaxer to just kind of soften the curl pattern right quick. But I noticed in that video when they blow dry, it did have that frizzy look, and I was just like, why would they? Why would they use the Theo to go in between straight and curly? And
Because Europeans have some anthropologic fear of alkalins. They are acid people. No doubt about it. They think everything is about a rearranger, because they are always going. I don't know, because when you ask them professionally why they would do that when they know what's going to happen to the hair, they don't understand alkalins. They just don't.
Well, to Esther's point, let me just show this. And this is why the Texture Intelligence Agency is going to write these lawmakers. Let me just hold this up so you got. I hope I don't drop it on my computer. This is a chapter here. and it says relaxing with thio.
Relaxing.
And this is
don't forget that word. That I don't know why they keep putting relax.
And this is on page 535 of this edition. Of this cosmetology standard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But this concerns me because listening at what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
this woman would say, well, I'm justified in doing this because, to Esther's point, they are teaching this in cosmetology schools that you can, where's that?
You go. I said relax with thio.
You can relax with thio. So
I don't know why they're putting our word, our Black colloquial word for reducing our coils as in relaxing our hair strand. I don't know why they're putting that with thio. Black people never did it. We call ours cream cold wave. We don't ever put the relaxer word with thio. I don't know why they're doing.
And this is what we're talking about, guys. This has to come out of, they've got to get this out of the cosmetology books. All right. Yeah. You relaxing with thio. Right. Are you motherfucker fucking kidding me? Right. So this is why we see white. This is why you see I hate to just pick on white people like that because you got Black people doing this too. And again, to Esther's point, this is the type of stuff that's in your cosmetology school books, but it is our job. We're so busy up here, we're trying to cultivate this and we're missing the mark. Okay. We've got to get these books right so that we can help Congresswoman Chantel Brown, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. We can help them because now we can see why relaxers are being accused of causing cancer and what they call endocrine disruptors, because they're saying that you can relax hair with a thio. Okay. And that scientifically does not make any sense. When you look at the neutralization process, what it's telling you what to do with this, that you can wash the hair, condition it, and proceed to style. No, you cannot. But we're going to have to go out here into these lawmaking streets, and we're going to need you guys' help. Okay. So again, we're going to write the open letter to lawmakers, and we're going to start with the Ohio State Board of Cosmetology, because in fact, again, they are saying, and we're here. Let me just put it on up here, Cheryl, because they say don't cook it up. Look it up. Don't cook it up. Here it is. Let me show you again. Brown, Presley, and Velasquez introduces the Healthy Hair Act. They are pointing out that the braiding, the synthetic hair is a no-no. It's toxic. When you inhale it, when you touch it, and all this type of other stuff.
And even more than just the Healthy Hair Act in and of itself, because I want our lawmakers and our legislators to do their job. And I like the way they're thinking. This is the problem for me. One, the intelligentsia is not in place. They don't have access to it. Okay. So they're creating language in bills that are not going to work the way they think it's going to work. Number one, they have to define toxic versus poisonous versus hazardous. They have to understand that the hair that they say toxins are in actually is not hair. It is a resin. It's designed to be melted without fumes. It's made to be done the way they're braiding the hair. It's not really hair. So it's like a misnomer. It's an oxymoron to call hair extensions when it's not hair. The hair that's in that doll is not really hair. It's the doll's hair. It's cosplaying as hair, but it's not hair. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Sasha, this is Sasha, aka Mighty Aphrodite. So you're saying that Mighty Aphrodite, this is not hair? I mean,
yeah, it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn. Right. That's why your Barbie's dolls used to fray and get fuzzy, and the hair used to change after it got old. The point here is that we need to make sure that as professionals, we represent our industry, we protect our industry while being public advocates and being protecting the public good. But I want the legislators to have the right information so we can fix the right thing. Because when you don't check with the actual industry and the professionals that are going to service our clients, and the reason why, because at the end of the day, with these legislators, they go to salons. And so we don't want you to vilify. We don't want you to defame our industry. We don't want you to be putting and fixing things that don't need to be fixed and fixing the wrong things and not fixing the right things. We want you to be resourced. We want you to have the best set of information. We don't want you to be lobbied right by the wrong people. Okay. We don't want you to be oversensitized and overfixated that that what goes on your head has a pathway to your female reproduction organs. We don't want you to think that this is happening in when it is not. We want you to fix the right thing. And I'll go one step further. I want the legislators to help us push in a different direction. I want us to push in the innovative and the technology of the future endeavor. Not focus on what we have already done. Not focus on what we've already gotten right. Those are basic, still staple cosmetics and cosmetic treatments and salon products. I want us to put money in muscle and talk and marketing around getting into these HBCUs, getting into making great cosmetic chemists of the future, and be able to get a new platform of product technology that you guys can use in your product endeavors and the things that you guys and the brands you guys want to do. I want to push the industrial infrastructure forward in technology, not focus on the relaxer. I mean, shit, the relaxer is freaking 100 fucking years old. Get over it. It's over. It's gone. Let's move forward. Dr. Morrow has moved us forward in the texture enhancement energy. And just like Lolo said, come on now. We got to make it make science.
Make it make science.
And then we can make it make sense. Because if we don't,
we're going to end up, if we don't, wait a minute, Cheryl. If we don't, y'all going to see some more of this shit out here. Relaxing with thio.
Relax.
What's the French toast and bologna?
There's never been a thio relaxer.
What the relaxing? And this is what we got to talk to these lawmakers and let them know. There is not a Black person in America working in any hair salon or barbershop, and there's probably some white folks too, that would not even entertain relaxing hair with thio. That's just, come on now, dog. Come on now, man. Okay.
We already know our curl is 2 steps. We straighten it, we roll that thing up, and that's smooth. We put that neutralizer on that silky stuff. Man.
Look what Astrid just said. She said, I could have had a V8. It just occurred to me that if the braiding hair is the same as Aphrodite, okay, this is mighty Aphrodite, okay, that is used in doll hair, then little girls around the world would be in serious trouble if this stuff was as dangerous as people say. Things that make you go, what?
And let's not forget.
And you know, little kids be chewing on this hair.
White folks, let me tell you something. White men, well, how many years was white men wearing toupees? Ain't scared their ass not one bit. Black women, stop it. They scare your ass up because they know you gonna sit it off. And white women sit over there still braiding. They still get extensions. They still get shit. And while we over here, it's to kill economic.
It's okay, Aphrodite. I'm gonna take care of Aphrodite. You know, this mighty Aphrodite up in here, Sasha Fierce. Okay, this is mighty Aphrodite, and we're gonna look out for her. Okay, this has truly. What's up, Juju? I see you done crept on through the building. Esther, you helped set this on fire. You and Trish and LB. I saw you, LB. I saw you.
And let me just say this.
Go ahead.
To Esther. That's the kind of thinking it's gonna take for us to be able, not emotional thinking. Can't do that. We have to make some sense. That's the kind of thinking you're going to have to use. That's why the texture, intelligent agency, we need to be able to say, we don't, the NIH and the FDA, those are government agencies. Why can't they? One is saying, well, you got enough information, FDA, what you sitting on? But FDA is like, the science is not on your side. We can't just vilify some shit just because y'all want it. No.
The FDA
and that's the wrong woman for this narrative. This is the wrong woman
the FDA for this narrative. They said what? Make science. That's the new hashtag out here.
Make science.
Hashtag make science. Talk about something. But FDA misses deadline to ban formaldehyde and hair relaxers and straightening products.
And they got the nerve to, now they're going to vilify the FDA like they don't want to, save Black women.
Y'all better go over the hair elements now. Y'all better go check out Alan Byrd, the hair nerd. He done told y'all some things. Now, he done broke it down. Y'all check out that episode. I will put that in the link after the live so you guys can watch it because he took us through step by step by step. He made me go get the source, okay? So this has been a wonderful, a very mighty podcast. I think we've done a wonderful job of explaining to you the relaxer chemistry versus the perm chemistry, the advanced education breakdown and why it is important. You now know that from now on, every month here on Planet Pluto Pseudo, starting, we're still going to have Auntie Dr. Joy. That she ain't going nowhere, okay? We're going to make these some educational platforms. We're going to start off with marketing next month. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about scalp. Y'all got to watch out for scalp.
Baby, we're going to do the scalp.
Man, y'all better watch out now. That's what's going down starting Monday. And don't forget, I am going to be representing the Afro Hair Science YouTube channels, The Dumbest Shit, and of course, Planet Pluto Pseudo at the Cleveland Podcast Summit featuring David Shands and the lovely Ms. Donnie Wiggins. You guys can go check them out. Maybe you're thinking about starting your own podcast and you live in Cleveland. Come to this event and you're going to learn from me and so many other people about how you can do this, the equipment. We're going to just share a whole bunch of stuff with y'all, and we're going to release our merch. We're going to just let that, we're going to launch that at that event. And thank you guys so very much. Sure, anything you want to say to the fam before we check up out of here?
I just appreciate the openness. And I know, and I really felt the comment, the first comment by Esther. Sometimes it's very hard to wrap your mind around why people would misrepresent. But there is a video footage where my dad confronts this other side and they're talking about the history of the curl, right? And they've got the #1 representative for Jerry Redding. And it's my dad. And they're talking. Well, they go on talking about that, but he also addresses the hairstylists in the room. And they're going back and forth. And one of the women said, well, are they going to take it out of the book? And my dad said, well, no. And they went, what? At the end of the day, you have to remember all of the parts in cosmetology, they're separate. So my lady works on their own, it's not one author, but it's a printing publishing company that does not have to do what we say, or even the state. because my father tried to get them to correct the different chemical principles of Afro textured hair adverse to straight hair, and they wouldn't move. So there you have it.
Now you have the Texture Intelligence Agency. With all due respect, like she said, let's empower our lawmakers with the right and correct information. That the science, when it comes to cosmetology, is not that it's bad or whatever. Like Cheryl says, it's a little backwards, and we have to make room for Afro hair science. Again, if you want to know more about this, go check out Alan Byrd, the hair nerd, over on Hair Elements Product. He is on Instagram, okay? And he has a plethora of content about this very information that we're talking about now. We had him onto the show. I'm going to email him and see if he could please, the hair nerd, can you come back and talk about this a little bit more into detail, because this is his lane, okay? All right, guys, thank you so very much. We're going to be back here on Monday, starting off our monthly series about the scalp. And then Auntie Dr. Joy is going to kick us off with fasting. And don't forget to check out the vernal equinox. All the information is here only on the Afro Hair Science YouTube platform right here on YouTube. And so you guys can kick that sugar habit. Me and Cheryl, we're doing a good job. And we really appreciate
I was
you guys,
already,
okay?
right. I'm kind of used to it at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm just changing my mind. You know, I got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all have a good night. And we appreciate you guys so very much. You know what we say when we're signing off here? We say good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. And hit that thumbs up button. Share the content on your way out. All right. Thank you, Cheryl. I love you so much, darling.
I love you, sis.
All right, take care, weekend, LB, all y'all. Y'all have a good time. All right, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. All right, deuces.
Welcome to Planet Pluto Sugar. Welcome to Planet Pluto Sugar.
We got it. We wanted it. Close communication.